Hey guys, my name is Jimmy Hildebrandt. I am the owner of Root here in Georgetown, South Carolina. Super excited to be here. Super excited for you guys to be featuring my restaurant, Root. So pretty much we're gonna dive right into it. Right now we're gonna be giving you guys our short ribs shepherd's pie. Of course, local sourced as much as we can from greens. The beef we use, we get a lot of stuff from the butcher. Independent seafood, we use local shrimp, local fish, as much local stuff as we can do. We try to help the community as much as we can, and just community helping community. That's our biggest thing that we're trying to do at Root. More importantly, for the food aspect, I'm gonna have my executive chef, Jesse Gogan. He's gonna go over everything with you in detail, so you guys get a little bit behind the scenes look at what we do here at Root.
Hey guys, how we doing today? My name is Jesse Gogan. I'm the executive chef at Root. So what we're gonna prepare for you guys today is gonna be our ginger and whiskey braised Korean style short rib. It's pretty cool. It's a very nice, cool, traditional homey meal that everybody's had before, but we have our own little twist on it for Root. We get all of our ingredients locally. We get this from a local butcher. We get all of our herbs and our vegetables local as well, so that's something pretty cool we like to do. So pretty simple, we'll get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our beef stock. Now, I save all my au jus at the very end of all this, all my drippings, so that way I have it all for the next time. So it gives it some good flavor. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of soy. After that, we're gonna use a little bit of bourbon. You can use whatever kind you like. I like to use Angel's Envy. Then we're gonna use a little bit of brown sugar and ginger simple syrup. And a splash of rice vinegar. So I like to season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of herbs Provence. Also, I have my own herbs Provence, which I like to do with fresh herbs. So we'll use like fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, fresh basil. Just gives it that really good aromatic flow. So I'll just kind of rub it all over it. I'll just kind of let it sit in that juice for a little bit and marinate. So next we're gonna start with our mirepoix. So our mirepoix is essentially just gonna be red onion, shallot, yellow onion, carrot, and celery. I also like to incorporate leeks if I have it. So we pretty much are just gonna mix that in with our stock and our whiskey. I just kind of like to mix it all in there, get a little bit underneath the meat. Just make sure they're all wet. So that's pretty much the base of it. And after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it in tin foil. One little tip when you're wrapping with the tin foil, I like to leave one end open just so it's easy to pop it right off without burning your hands afterwards. Also giving it a little vent to breathe through. We'll also pop a couple little vents in there just so it can breathe. And after that, it's ready to go into the oven. Now I usually set that to about 200 degrees, and I'm gonna let it sit for about 4 hours so it gets nice and tender, falling right off the bone, just the way everybody likes it. All right, guys, here's where the magic happens. We're finally ready. We're gonna pull it out. You can smell the rosemary. It's awesome. All right, guys, and there you have it. There's the finished product. So that's gonna be our ginger and whiskey braised Korean style short rib. You can really smell the aroma of the ginger and the rosemary right now. It's pretty awesome. So I like to always make sure that the bone will just pop right out like butter, baby. Now we're just gonna let it sit here and we're gonna let it rest probably for about 30-40 minutes, get to temp, and we'll start chopping it up. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the final product. So here's the fun part, we get to cook it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our pan nice and hot at like a medium-high temperature. I'm gonna squirt a little bit of oil on there, I'm gonna let it get hot. And I like to season my oil, so I'll give it a pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper. I'm gonna add in a little bit of shallots. I'm gonna add in a little yellow onion, followed by chive, carrot, and peas. I'm gonna give that like a little toss. I'm gonna pinch in a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna pinch in a little bit of salt. Finally, I'm gonna add in my short rib. So we're gonna give that a nice little toss. Once my pan gets nice and hot, I like to add in a little bit of red wine. I'm gonna add in about a shot of marinara, about a shot of my ginger and lemon infused demi-glace. I'm gonna toss it all around, let all that wine cook into the food, give it that nice little pop. I'm gonna sprinkle in a little bit of herbs de Provence. And that's what you're looking for, folks, just like that. So now I'm gonna add in my mashed potato. Just gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna paintbrush it on there, kind of cover the whole thing. Now I'm gonna cut my heat, I'm gonna wiggle it around, and I'm gonna add on a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It's gonna give those potatoes like a nice little crust. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of paprika, and that's it. She's ready to go into the oven. All right, guys, now we're gonna pull it out of the oven. Here's that nice golden color we were looking for. All right, guys, now we're gonna plate the dish. Gonna give it a quick little wipe. Sprinkle a little bit of paprika around the rim of the plate, just for garnish. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of micro beets, which I get from Raising Greens, microgreens. And I'm gonna throw a nice little sprig of some toasted rosemary on there. And there you have it.